Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw Jojo Rabbit. Okay, sure. Peter Cottontail. So this is going to be our no spoiler discussion. We're just going to take a few minutes and give you our overall thoughts and opinions on this film. If we do accidentally spoil something, I will cut it out of the video, so you don't have to worry about that. And then later tomorrow or some point, we will have our spoiler discussion out where we talk about our favorite scenes in more detail. Also, I want to point out that we do not consider ourselves movie reviewers or critics. We're more just people that like to geek out about movies we enjoy or don't enjoy, although this was an enjoy. And, just kind of talk in that regard. And you can also get more movie reviews and stuff like that, more movie madness. Oh my God, we didn't shoot a Stardust. We'll explain in a minute. You can go to the Stardust and get 30-second apps, usually right out of the theater, but oh my God, it's cold.
It's below freezing outside.
Yeah, and you can also go to my Patreon for all kinds of old movie reviews, new movie reviews, all kinds of movie reviews in between, Let's Plays, that kind of stuff. That being said, we do get to shoot the Stardust. Also, I want to point out, we did go to a different theater than usual, because for whatever reason, our normal theater did not book Jojo Rabbit. Shame, shame, shame.
Bad Regal.
Especially because, get ready for it, people. Here comes the rant.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick back and...
Mary's got a little while here. No, I'll keep it brief, but I just feel the need to just vent some frustration real fast.
Can I just say...
Go ahead.
I was... Just the aura rating it off of Eric, it's like he was ready to take out about half of the theater.
Well, I wouldn't say that. In this day and age, that sounds horrible. But the thought did cross my mind about leaving the theater and asking for a refund. Legitimately, I thought about doing that about 20 minutes in. Because people piss me off. Everybody's worried about me at a movie theater. Fuck you. Everybody else is garbage at movie theaters. At least at Regal, we have the big recliner, so there's some separation from people. You're not like piled in like sardines in a can, which amplified some of the issues I had tonight. Because on Mary's side, we had the overlappers, which, you know what, those are my least of my problems. They're having a good time and all that, but they did get to a point where they started like reciting lines or the lady throwing her arms out, and it's like, that is distracting. Stop that shit. But that's the least of it. There was a guy up front who had a cup of ice who was just no fucking regard for how loud his shaking of the ice every time he was taking a drink was. Thank God he finished it about 20 minutes in. We had the people behind us that kept talking out loud and asking questions, and one dude over here, in a very crucial, sad moment in the movie, totally ruining my enjoyment and others' enjoyment too, because apparently he wasn't paying attention to the movie and had to ask a really dumb question, which we'll talk about in spoilers. And then the worst of it is the lady sitting next to me in her noisy-ass coat, and the seats are so tiny that as she breathes, I'm hearing her coat, the sound of her fabric rubbing on fabric the entire goddamn movie, and the first 20-30 minutes, every 30 seconds, not an exaggeration, right? Every 30 seconds, she's clearing her goddamn throat. Plus, she has her hand in some candy bag she snuck in, and she's just rattling the shit out of that for the first 30 minutes.
Tell you what, there's some money to be made in theater concession snacks that don't make noise.
Like, why do they design the theater concessions to be... And this wasn't even the concessions. This was shit they snuck in, which was probably making her have to clear her throat more. But okay. That wasn't too bad. I kind of got it out.
Actually, that was a lot shorter than I expected it to be.
Well, I just wanted to keep that too short. And I feel a little bit better. But legitimately, it ruined like the first 20 minutes of this movie for me. And the first 20 minutes are the funniest. The movie itself is great. Now we can get into the movie.
Now, here's the funny thing. I probably could have overlooked some of that stuff if it wasn't for the fact I can feel him tensing up.
And I also realized that, and I tried to chill that the fuck out so I wasn't ruining it for you, because I know it's a lot easier for you. But again, I'm there to experience every little nook and cranny of the sound design and all that, and I'm hyper aware of my surroundings, and I like to not watch movies but experience the movies, and when all these people are doing this shit, it just takes me out of the experience. It just completely kills the experience. That said, great freaking movie.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Very unique, unusual, very much its own thing. It does some things that shouldn't work, but somehow does, and I think that's just because Taika Waititi is an insane genius. Because, the tonal shifts, the way it just jumps from, hyper over-the-top comedy into drop-dead serious, oh, fuck kind of stuff, and then right back into comedy or into something sweet, and, it just jumps all over the place, and somehow it works. You can even be in the darkest moments of things, and there's just a little joke that's just awesome. In the beginning, the jokes come a mile a minute, too, which is pretty fun, too. But that does lay off a little bit. But what are your overall thoughts as we'll go through here?
I really enjoyed it. And it's just This is like, you shouldn't enjoy Hitler.
Well, I already
He's
have
fucking hilarious.
I already have experience with enjoying Hitler because of Preacher. He was an awesome, horrible but awesome character on Preacher. But this is yeah.
It's just like in some ways it kind of reminds me of, there was this series. It was a sitcom. I think it was in the 80s. They only ever made a pilot episode. It's called "Heil Honey, I'm Home."
Yeah.
And just go to YouTube, look it up.
Yeah, so there is that. It definitely makes me want to go watch more of Taika's work as well. But and in case you didn't know, if for some reason you're watching this and you don't know anything about the movie, which this is the no spoilers, so okay. When we talk about Hitler is, and this is in the trailers, it's not a spoiler. This is like in the description of what the movie is. Hitler is the imaginary friend. It's like this young boy who loves the Nazis and wants to be a Nazi soldier so bad. He has his imaginary friend, and it's a goofy version of Hitler, who's like always trying to build him up.
I'm not going to say it political.
Yeah, but you have to be a little bit careful with that. I mean, there's some areas in here that...
This is kind of like,
if
some kid out there has a certain president as his imaginary best friend.
Oh my God, Saturday Night Live. Alec Baldwin. I mean, I don't care which side of the aisle you lie on with that stuff, just as that would be funny. I mean, I was making jokes on a Star Wars podcast about a young Luke having an imaginary Darth Vader like this, but that would work really well too. But yeah, I will actually make, it's not even a political statement because it's something beyond politicals. But first off, just in case as we go along in these reviews and we say, oh, that Nazi was cool or something, I just want to put this out there that fuck Nazis. There's no such thing as a good Nazi except a dead one. And I don't, and I like humans, but Nazis aren't humans. So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, the movie, man, the movie is so good. Again, the trailer gives you plenty of it, but not all of it. There's a lot of good stuff in here. There's some real heartwarming stuff. There's some heartbreaking stuff. There's just all the emotions you could want.
Yeah,
great soundtrack.
There were some things that I was like, oh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, like they don't shy away from, I mean, it's not like super gruesome or anything, but they don't shy away from actually reminding you that war is horrible.
Yes.
But he somehow does it in kind of a comedic way, but it's still like, like I said, that's just the genius of Taika. Like you still get the weight of what's happening, but you also kind of get the comedy and the separation and the understanding that he's not like making fun of it. It's very much satirical. In its own right, so. And
can we just say how great the kids are?
Yeah, the kid and his best friend and the young girl, like the three main kids, all of them, fantastic. And the right amount of them, and yeah, like I'm gonna say the thing you came up with because you're absolutely right. The main two boys, like if Simon Pegg and Nick Frost ever need to do a movie where they're together and have like a flashback to when they're young boys, these two boys would be perfect. Yeah. Mostly because she realized the main little one definitely, the best friend definitely looks like a young Nick Frost.
I think is his name.
Yeah, I couldn't quite catch the names except Jojo. But yeah, I mean, it's just, there's so much stuff. The whole stuff at camp is just hilarious.
Sam Rockwell.
I was going to get to it. Scarlett Johansson is so fantastic. Sam Rockwell and Alfie Allen.
Oh, God.
I want a spin-off movie of those characters. There was, and they're in it just enough. Like everybody I think is in this movie just enough. Like just the right amount, but I would so watch a whole spin-off of that.
I didn't recognize Alfie at first because he was all cleaned up.
Well, I caught his name in the title, so that may have helped me. I think I would have recognized him immediately, but I already knew I saw him in the title, so I was like, ah. And even the way the opening titles work and the way they make, I'm not going to tell you what because I haven't seen it in the marketing, but the way they make kind of a correlation between a certain famous group of people and then kind of the Hitler Youth Nazi Party. I was like, that's a very interesting choice in your cinematography and editing and the way you're putting that together with that song.
Yeah.
So I very much liked that. The end definitely got some tears out of me. I'm not going to tell you what kind of tears. I'm just going to say it definitely got some tears out of me. And again, great music. No end-credit scenes, no mid-credit scenes. So you don't have to worry about that, but it's worth listening to the music, I say. But yeah, pacing's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Never a dull moment. I think mostly because you don't really know what's going to happen next.
Right.
And I think that's so rare. And again, I want to put this out there again because people all the time are like, it's all Hollywood does is remakes and sequels. Why don't they ever do anything original?
This is original.
Go see this. Because there's tons of original material, y'all. You just need to look for it and go see it. They don't promote it as heavily. And this is very original. I do wonder if this is going to get any Oscar consideration.
It should.
It should, but I don't know if the subject matter might turn.
If nothing else, it needs one for writing, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. Writing would be a good one. I could even see directing, perhaps, if they do like another 9 or 10 directors this year. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen enough of the contenders yet to know if I think it should win.
But the JoJo's the actor playing JoJo is fantastic, and the thing is the nature of the performance, because it's not, because the kid's very adult and deadpan a lot of the times. Yeah. For but for a comedic effect, and I think it's just like that's one of those things with the Academy go like, oh, it's.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that. Like that, but you're probably right. That kid probably deserves a nod at this, if nothing else, because for the child to because that is a fantastic performance, and he's so good. I hadn't even considered how good he actually is. I just feel like that was a real kid. Yeah. Like there was nothing actorly about it. Which, you get a lot of that with child performers.
And again, this is one of those things where he has to go the full spectrum.
Yeah, he has to hit all the beats, and he makes every bit of it seem completely real. Mm-hmm. And there is some heartbreak in this movie that your heart melts for this kid. Like you just, you just want to take him and be like, you just give him a hug and be like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, because and his friend is so cute. And again, the girls to the side, they must have been drinking because they definitely turned into the awe squad, which understandable to a certain degree. I'm just saying they went real hard with it.
But he's so tiny and cute, and you just want to rub at his hair.
Yeah, I totally see that. And then again, like I said, just because it is one of those original things that any given moment, it's never dull because you don't know what's going to happen next, and like anything could happen at any second, and you really don't know what the point of the movie is going to be or where they're going to go with it, and in a good way. I mean, and then like you just end up on this fun ride, and you feel kind of fulfilled. I don't know that I really, and not that I need to learn something from it, but I don't know that it necessarily had a message or anything. At least we just came from the theater, so I haven't had a lot of time to process it. I mean, at least not one that we don't already know, like that fanaticism is bad, and don't, let other people tell you what other people are, get to know the person, kind of thing. I guess those are kind of the messages, but.
And in some ways, just being a parent.
There's definitely some of that, some parenting stuff in there, but nothing like real standout, nothing mind altering, unless maybe you needed that alteration, which if that's the case and it worked, good.
Well, the thing is, think about those.
I sensed I got paranoid. I'm like, whatever she's gonna say, I got a feeling it might be a spoiler. Good job catching it. But yeah, I think I did my 2-minute rant, so we probably put in enough of the no spoiler thing, because we definitely got to talk some specifics on this one for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and then I'll rant even harder. No, I got my rant out of the way. I got it out of the way. Actually, one more mini rant.
Oh dear.
They had we went to the Cinemark, and they have merchandise now. They have for a while. They have merchandise. Mm-hmm. Not just popcorn buckets and cups and all that, which they did have, but they have this really awesome Rise of Skywalker throw rug, so I had to pick that up. But my rant is they also had these awesome C-3PO popcorn buckets and cups, but why are they cardboard? I can't collect them if they're cardboard. There you go, mini rant over.
You can collect them, you just have to keep them dry.
Yeah, right.
It's like, how much for just an empty one?
Yeah, how do you wash it?
Without any popcorn.
Yeah, true, but then I wanted their popcorn, because I like their pop. That's one thing they do have, I think, better than Regal, is I think the Cinemark popcorn's a little bit better.
Is it?
But yeah, but again, I still, like I said, Regal's still our jam. But that being said, and it's getting cold and I want to run the heat again, but let us know if you're going to see this. Be careful, though, in the comments if you don't want spoilers, because sometimes people just go down there and get excited and say something you might not want to know. So be wary, but if you do want to try it, you can let us know if you're going to go see it and all of that. You can always click that thumbs up button, give us that good old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. Of course, check out the Stardust or my Patreon, look up TheEricButts, use the links in the description below.
Breathe.
We're going to get out of here so we can go talk some spoilers and watch some more stuff. We'll see you all later.